now recording.
Hey everybody, I'm Matt Pitt. That's Dr. Piplup. That's Beavers. We're here with another special. The Monty saga continued. We did an episode on Monty where I basically told the way I understood the whole Monty drama, and we probably got some things wrong. We probably got some things right. We'll see when that episode comes out. But today we have special guests with us. We have the Gaining Ground and Angry Pistachio with us to talk more about this crazy community that they're involved with. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
What up?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming on, guys. Gaining Ground, how did you find this community?
All right, so I found the community like most people do. I was looking for motivation to lose some weight in early 2020. So I had a nutritionist coach at the time who has his own YouTube channel, and he was like, start a YouTube channel and keep yourself accountable. So I was like, all right, that's cool. So I started a YouTube channel, The Gaining Ground. And when I was looking for content, I guess, inspiration, just other people who are on the same weight loss journey and so forth and so on. And then I stumbled upon a group of people who were doing reactions, which I didn't even know what that was at the time because I didn't really do YouTube. And I was watching those reactions to, it started with Chantal, and then there's another person, I don't know, I'm assuming you're familiar with Amberlynn Reed. Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, she's Chantal adjacent pretty much.
Right.
And I was watching these reactions. I was like, oh, I can do this. And I just kind of filmed one and I reacted to a video, and it just took off. And then I kind of fell into the hole that a lot of people who start this with, where I was losing weight, but my content started slowly shifting to reactions because they were a lot of fun. They were very popular. And yeah, so I feel like that's a lot of the story. A lot of people, when they say that's how did you find this community, it always starts with a weight loss journey, and some people are successful, others are not.
So are you saying like the Amberlynn Reed and the Chantel stuff is like a pipeline from weight loss? Like
pretty much.
For some though, that's true for people like Gaining Ground.
The majority,
but for most,
I think it's the majority.
You don't think? Nah, dude. Majority is people who just want to hate watch.
No,
we're not talking projecting their own problems onto them.
No, not watchers. I'm talking about. Well, maybe I misunderstood the question. I'm talking about the people who do the reactions. The people who do the reactions.
Oh, okay. I agree with you there.
Usually start with. It usually starts with, well, I'm overweight and I'm doing it right, and this person's not. So I'm going to critique how they're doing it so they can get better. And then the majority, I feel like, ends up being failures. But it always starts in that same aspect. The audience.
Well,
is a different thing.
Weight loss. Talking about weight loss, right? Matt Pitt. Probably the most effective weight loss he ever had, right?
Yeah, he's a genius.
Stop! I already know where this is going.
He lost a lot of weight. He lost a lot of weight. Like, what was it, 100 pounds? Man lost 100 pounds. But the most miraculous thing he ever did is he lost like 6 kgs overnight, and he managed to keep it off. Literally in one day, he lost like 6 kgs,
Beavers,
and he's never put it back on.
Okay. He's never going to get that.
It is unfortunate.
Tell Gaining Ground what you mean by that. Tell Gaining Ground what you mean by that.
When I was I was like 300 something pounds. I started jogging, all that good stuff. Started losing weight. I lost about 100 pounds jogging, and then I developed just to keep the story short, I developed a blood clot behind my knee. My artery became entrapped, and it caused deep vein thrombosis, which turned into an amputation. So I ended up getting my leg amputated because I was working out to lose weight.
Well, now I feel bad about laughing. Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
guys.
be careful. No. Losing weight is dangerous.
Hey, you can laugh.
You can laugh. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It makes me impervious to.
Congrats on the weight loss, at least, minus the additional.
Yeah.
Congrats on all the weight loss. All weight loss is good.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Cheers.
True.
Yeah.
So what makes this Chantel and this Amberlynn Reed so entertaining? Is it kind of like a Chris Chan thing where they're doing so many stupid things that you just can't help but react to it?
I think we could both answer that. I'll let Pistachio start with it. Go ahead, Pistachio. I think because we have different perspectives. I think.
You're asking why do most people watch?
Yeah, well, like what makes them entertaining, right?
Okay, they are absolute fucking meme queens. They are walking comedic fucking gold. But what has happened over time as a result of their absolute unfiltered just displaying of their life and their problems, they accumulated an audience of people that genuinely hate them. And then they make mistakes, they lie, they do weird fucking meme-malicious things. a community just birthed around them of, in my opinion, women who struggle with similar things that just project their own self-hatred onto these women. It's so vicious and ridiculous. Like, these women, there's so much to criticize about these women and what they put out, but what it has become is everything they do, everything they say is spun in the most negative, malicious light. And now, as a result of that and the hate audience, there are at least 10 people who are raising and taking care of a family financially based solely on reacting to these women. That's
Really?
insane.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
You didn't explain this properly. Is this a community of fatties?
It's a community of people who react.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
for
a
the most part, yes.
Yeah,
it's a community of women who are fat, morbidly obese, and terrible individuals themselves that project that hatred onto these women instead. That's what this is, legitimately. And there is a small community of people who watch these women as a I don't want to be this motivation. So it's like, you know what I mean? To try to maintain their own weight, they watch for, when they're at the gym to keep them going on the treadmill. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like when you're overly hungry and you just sit naked in front of the mirror so that you don't eat.
Does that work?
Yes, instead, but they're not looking at their own bodies. Dude, they're not looking at their own bodies. They're looking at somebody else's to make them feel better about their own enormity. And so they don't have to do anything to change themselves. They seek out someone worse off so they feel comfortable in their own enormity.
It's kind of like the reality shows, like the My 1,000 Pound Life or whatever, stuff like that. People watch that. People binge watch that stuff all the time.
Exactly like that. Exactly.
I literally can't watch that type of content because throughout my entire life, like I'm not a skinny guy, right? But that level of obesity actually makes me ill to the point where I want to throw up. So I physically can't watch it. I am a fat phobe. When you are that fat, I am a fat phobe. It makes me physically ill to see your rolls.
I feel you. A lot of people feel that way. It is abnormal. The human body is not meant for that.
Yeah, like I'm sure a lot of people would look at me and they'd be like, "Oh, you're a fatty too." But I'm talking about a different level of fat. Like there's a level where your disgust kicks in.
Like Barnum and Bailey type fat. Like you should be in the fucking sideshow.
Where you got to like ride in the back of a van type fat. You can't sit in the car.
Well, I mean, they're not like that though. So to me, there's three factions of reaction channels. I think there was only one, and then I kind of morphed over the last 2 years. I think there's three factions. There's faction one, which I consider myself a part of. It's not a very big faction. It's just having fun. It's a roast. Don't take it too seriously. I don't twist their words. I don't care what they did 6 years ago. It's like Mystery Science Theater 3000. I'm here to watch. I'm here to roast. I'm here to walk away. That's faction one. Then there's faction two. That's kind of become the E! News Network. We don't have a lot of those, but like there's one channel called Alex Ashok. He's gone from more reactions to just kind of covering them in more of a respectful way. He's not really like nasty or anything, whatever. So, but it's him and maybe another person. I can't really think of too many other people. And then there's the third faction, which is the "we hate these women" reactors. I think it stems from jealousy, to be honest with you. I think it stems from people who feel they don't want to work and they get angry when they see these two women can upload a video and pay their mortgage. And this is the community that just like, it's nuts, man. They look the wrong way, and it's like the ists and obes, and it's really that third faction. I try to stay far away from as possible because they will IRL, they will go crazy. But I'm happy to be part of the first faction, which is lighthearted fun. They don't disgust me. I find them funny. She belches, one of them belches on camera. I giggle like a schoolboy, and I just don't take it that seriously.
Yo, guys, wait. Speaking of going in real life. Recently, last night, one of the most disgusting reactors fucking went in real life and sought out Foodie Beauty at a fashion show that she was having in a public space and just went there in real life to take photos. Oh my God. And you got to see, it gets so fucked up and creepy, and people make excuses for it. It's crazy, guys.
So this is the reactor that did this? A reactor did that?
Yeah, it's one of the most popular reactors in the space.
Do you mind saying their name? Like
Oh yeah, it's a French fried girl.
Okay, that name sounds. Was that the?
I know
So
what that name's from.
that's tipster.
Matt,
Yeah,
that's the one we were talking about in
yeah,
DMs
yeah,
last
yeah,
night.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So the tipster stream I was watching, Tiny Dancer was shouting out "French fried girl" like a couple times. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So like, wait, what's going on? So is she a hater? Is she hate? Does she come off as
Yes.
hating it? And so, but she
Yeah,
actually
she's
is a fan.
obsessive. Yeah, I think at the base core a lot of these women are low-key fans, but it's such a weird fine line. You got to see it yourself. Do you know how much I've been begging for somebody to take a look at this community? It is so rife with juicy material, like you have no idea.
Well, I imagine there's so many instances where you want people to take a look at this because it's so big, and I didn't realize how big this community was. But I think I think Willie Mac did a video at one point
I
on
love that video.
Chantel and stuff, but it's much more deeper. What you guys are trying to say, it's much more deeper than Chantel and Amberlyn Reed. It goes beyond that.
So much deeper.
I have
Yeah.
I
A
wanted
new
to.
community also has been birthed just covering the reactors of these women because they are, in a lot of cases, even more of a lol cow than the target. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
yeah.
that a lot of the reaction channels have become way more like when I watch these two girls, I'm like, the two big girls, they're not ruining anybody's life but their own. You know, if they don't want to. Although Amber's losing weight, I'm very happy to see her lose weight. But I'm just like, if you don't want to take care of your body and live your best life, why am I going to get mad at that? I have my own life to do it. But there's reaction channels who get super, super angry. Like, I just makes me want to get in the car and drive up to Kentucky and make Amber get on that scale. And I'm like, is it that serious for you? Because you're big too. Like, why are you so angry? You're big too. Where's your weigh-in? But the reaction, I mean, it gets pretty dirty. Like, I'm gonna recommend you do a video that I'm not proud to be a part of because I had a little moment myself. But if you really want a good overview of everything Hater Nation from like 2018 to 2020, I'd go to Cecil McFly's channel and watch part 1. I don't know when part 2's coming out. I've since I feel like I've redeemed myself. Had a little bit of an issue 2 years ago fighting people, but it's a good video, even with my awkward moments in it. But.
Yeah, we're
Dude,
very.
You're not even in the same category, gaining ground.
Yeah, but I still don't like looking. I have what a lot of these reaction channels don't have. It's called self-awareness. And when I do or say something stupid, I feel really bad about it after. So I still haven't watched that video because I don't like to see old me. Like, I've moved on, I've grown, and I haven't watched it. But everyone else says it's a great video. So if you've already seen it, then it's a good starting point.
Yeah. Something I've noticed when I've just the small research I've done and like the little bit I've dug into this community is that what I'm starting to see is there's a lot of emotion from the fan base, like a lot of like emotional arguments, a lot of emotional. I don't even know how to explain it, but they're very quick to attack through emotion, if that makes sense. And it's very, I don't want to say it's immature, but it's different than what I'm used to, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's really it's cringy and it's weird and it's kind of pathetic.
Like,
it's scary.
I've never done an age survey, but I do feel like a lot of the audience is like fresh out of high school, young 20-something-year-olds. Very rarely do I feel that way.
Middle-aged women.
I feel like I see a lot of immature older people, but I feel like a lot of the majority of the super angry, hateful ones are
dude, the majority of the vocal idiocy comes from middle-aged, morbidly obese women.
Well, I'm talking like about the audience, though. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean, too. That's what I mean, audience only.
Like a bunch of women with a bunch of cats, the cat women, stuff like that, right?
Yes,
like,
and the reason why they get so emotionally involved is because this is all they've got. Like, as far as social interactions go, their entire world is wrapped up in this community, and they bond over mutual hatred for one or two individuals. It's really fucking sick on a humanity level.
Well, the reason
I was just gonna say we've seen. It's something that I can't wrap my head around, which is why I'm not very popular all the times, because I don't understand it. We've seen people tag like the FBI for Chantal, like, please look into this woman. She needs to be stopped. They've gone after her sponsorships. They've called. She was shopping at a store. A reaction channel, who now I believe has been finally canceled, called the store and recorded the call with the manager and was like, "There's this really large woman streaming in your store," and she got kicked out live. Like, it's a very intense hatred. it's actually like concerning at some points. I'm like, okay, I get it. She's a big girl, you know, like she's doing her thing, and you don't like her, turn her off, man. Like, what are you doing? But it's also a money grab. It's a very easy. It's a very easy money grab. When I first started doing reactions, people would message me and they'd be like, listen, we love watching you, but you're too nice. Like, you got to be meaner. And I'm like, what do you mean? They were like, the audience wants mean. So I tried to like skirt the line of mean. And I think I did like one or two where I was like super aggressive. And then I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I can be funny without being an a-hole, you know? They just want hatred.
Joe, for me,
Yeah,
I
it
used
is.
to
It is.
do... No, go.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it. I agree with Matt. Like it is very odd from our community. It would be you'd be looking for hypocrisy. You'd be looking for
Yes.
contradictions, stuff like that. I mean, people would make off-color jokes and stuff, but like nobody would ever in our community go after somebody because they're large.
Anytime,
You know what I mean?
Speaking of off-color jokes, anytime Chantel or anybody else makes any type of, weird off-color joke, it's the end of the fucking world. It's forget it. You have no idea. This audience will break their necks to spin anything and everything they can in regards to these women. Calling her racist, transphobe, all of it. Anything you can think of.
So it's like a kind of like a virtue signaling community in a way.
Yes.
Right?
And then this is what really fucks me up, because then when their favorite reactor is guilty of the same thing or worse, they make excuses for it. They
or
say,
they don't
it's
address
okay.
it. Or they don't address it.
Yeah, that too.
Like they made a big deal because Chantal was ableist. She said the R word. And everybody made a video about it, lost their minds. And I'm just like, man, like you guys would not have survived the 80s and 90s.
I hate it when people are retards.
Like, well, I don't know if I could say it on your stream or not. I want to be respectful.
You can, say whatever you want. But say whatever you want.
Anything.
They lost their minds, and all the virtue signaling came out. And then some digging was done, and one of their own was on Reddit using the word 3 years ago, and another one was on video using the word a year ago, and that was blasted. It was made a big, people were like, look, these are your own people doing it too. And they just keep it pushing like, what? We don't hear anything. I'm like, yeah, because you're all frauds. Frauds.
Because they don't care. They don't care about the actual thing that they're saying. It's just used as a weapon.
Well, and the reason why they don't go against their own is because the community is built on shout-outs, which is why I had a big problem with them. Is they look for small channels that they feel are up and coming, right? And they'll shout you out. And when they shout you out, you owe them loyalty. So they can't turn on their own because there's always a shared audience. So if they were to go against their own and say, oh, so and so said that word too, there'd be a huge civil war, and then audience members would get lost on one side. So they like to protect each other's audiences because they all feed each other with the AdSense views. So they like to.
And guys, I know this may not sound like a lot, like just if you piece by piece what we're saying, but if you look at all of it cumulatively, it's really fucking toxic. I really hope you guys take a look, because there's so much. There's so many different angles. And there's an audience, like if you're willing to go up against an audience that you're going to have to fight, then this is the route to go down. I don't know about you, but I thrive off of, those type of conversations, like disagreeing and trying to make a point. Because there's a lot. There's so much room, and it needs to be done. No one is covering this from a fair and balanced perspective. Almost no one.
I mean, yeah. I think it's just like if you're in the community, and if you're not, you don't hear much about it aside. Our only ins for this community is Cecil McFly. Really, she's the only one who's talking about this all day. Cecil McFly, maybe thoughts and opinion.
Did y'all watch Repsion's most recent video about Foodie Beauty?
I haven't gotten to it yet, no, but I did notice he did just put out a video about it.
I was so disappointed.
I have never watched.
It seems as though even Repsion was bullied into covering this topic from the preferred narrative. It's so fucking it will allow pussies to show themselves depending on how they decide to cover it.
What's the preferred narrative then?
The preferred narrative is hate by any means. Whatever Chantel does, she's wrong. Whatever she says is terrible. She's never a victim. She's never the one being mistreated. As long as you go with that narrative, you will get a built-in audience of heavy support and praise.
I like that. Yes. All right, guys. You
It's
know what we
almost
gotta
like
do.
it's like a grift, right?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's all a grift because, like I said, there are some reaction channels.
Dude, Repsion's was a grift.
Oh, I
Repsion,
thought you
he's
mean it. Are
talking
you
about,
talking about all? Oh, I thought you were talking about reaction channels in general.
I'm talking about Repsion right now with the topic that he's covering and how serious he pretends to be about it. The way he covered it, the shitty jokes, the inappropriate editing, the fact that he decided to have a sponsorship. Like, he is a grifter. And I liked him. I
didn't
really
watch-
did, and that was
I
so
didn't-
disappointing.
I didn't watch that video for a reason because
You gotta, dude.
no, I'm
you
not.
gotta.
I'm not going to because I've been saying this for months. That man that's being covered in it, Nader, Data, whatever his name is, he's a monster, and I don't understand why he's just not being starved out. Like the man's sub count shoots up when he allegedly hit somebody. He got a blowy on screen the other day, and everyone's raging on Twitter, but his views are still going up. And I'm like, I'm not going to platform
by
this
the way,
guy.
guys,
I'm not going to platform
Nader,
it. I'm not going to platform
the guy
it.
that we're talking about, this is Chantel's ex. This is somebody that she fucked for a short amount of time and then gave him a platform. So now the hate audience and the audience in general are looking in his direction, and he has done some seriously egregious shit. He got a fucking hand job. He has beat somebody on camera. Like, sick.
No.
Okay.
Let's clarify. The camera. We don't know if we beat somebody that you couldn't see, and you heard her saying, "What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?" And you heard a smack.
Dude, I don't care about.
I'm just saying.
I don't care about being. In regards to him, that woman, she was so upset. She's sitting there crying, trying to reach out to her deceased father. That is some sick fucking shit. And that, to me, the way that Repsion edited his shitty jokes, literally 30 seconds before that clip, like, I was so disgusted.
Well, moral of the story is people have asked me to cover, and I'm like, no, because the smart thing to do is to not even discuss him. I don't even say his name on my channel. I just don't want to talk about him. And people continue talking about him, and I'm like, okay, Chantel gave him a platform, but you guys like fanned the flames, so you take responsibility. They don't want to take any. They don't want to take any. The audience, her audience, or the hater audience, they do not want to take any responsibility for him. And I'm like, you guys are just as responsible as she is. Because
wait, you don't want to milk it and have a sponsorship so you can make money?
No, I'm good.
Sure.
No, I'm good.
Seems like that's the wonderful route to go.
Is Nader the one people are referring to as the channel killer, or is that someone else?
No, that's DC Media Girl.
Oh,
okay, all right. Let's not go into her. Let's not go into her. I don't know.
Please.
So when I was asking about Repson, I also meant in general. Gain Ground, you're saying in general they're not grifters?
No, I don't say in general. I think there are reaction channels out there that do a good job. Like Alex is Shook, he does a comprehensive show or he does a comprehensive overview.
Doing a good job doesn't negate grifting, though.
But,
you got to know what grifting means.
But there's like I'll take I could take a 13-minute video and it's 35 minutes long. Okay, I'm still watching someone else's content, but I'm still putting like thoughts and effort into it. And then there are other people who literally just like Let's Monty, which we're gonna get to for a second.
No, but grifting means, do you think they mean what they say? Do you think, would they be doing these videos if there wasn't money involved? Grifting is completely different.
No, nobody would.
I think they're all grifters for the most part.
Nobody would though, so I guess I'm a grifter too then. I mean, yeah, I make a little bit of money, but I think there's two types of people. There's the people who I make a little bit of money, but I have a blast reacting to these women. And then there are other people who are just like, Chantel uploaded, let me go live, let me stream her or snipe her, which I know is technically for gaming, but whatever. And that to me is more of a grift because they will literally just sit there for 3 hours and they interject like every 6 minutes with a word and the super chats
but grifting
come rolling
legitimately means that you're doing something based solely on the money making. You don't mean what you say. So that's what I mean. It has nothing to do with any of that. Whether your content is good or warranted, it's are you doing this?
But I think
are you spewing this particular narrative
I disagree.
for financial gain?
I disagree.
And they all are.
I think I think the content of the quality negates grifting. I disagree with that. I think
it absolutely doesn't, dude.
Well, my opinion. I'm just saying. I think that if you are putting up graphics, you're putting on a show, you're interacting with chat, you're taking a 6-minute video, turning it into a 45-minute stream. that's not as grifty to me. But if you're just taking her content and sitting there for 3 hours and saying something every 6 minutes, that's just way more grifty than the other grift. That's saying there's levels of grift, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, I can agree with that.
When it comes to Repzion, Pistachio, you said he did an ad. Is that really the issue, or is it the fact that what he was
it's
doing?
everything altogether.
Okay.
If you want to watch, I did a live stream reacting to it, and I said, like, if it was just this one thing, it wouldn't be a thing. But everything altogether, it paints a picture, and it's not a good one, not a flattering one.
Okay, fair enough. I will go and watch all that. I will watch Repzion's video, then I'll watch your reaction. And would you ever be willing to talk to Repzion?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. I might be able to set something up one day, so we'll see. So moving on, Monty, gaining ground. You said there was categories. What would you put Monty in when it comes to these categories?
Oh, supreme grifter.
Supreme
yeah.
grifter?
So let's give you an example. Chantal would go live at 9:00 Eastern. Monty would be live at 9:03, watching her live.
Okay.
And when he was questioned about it, because I did a reaction to him, he was not happy, and he was like, "People don't want to watch her directly, so I provide them a service to let them watch through me." And I'm like, okay, in the 80s, we called that cable piracy. Like, you can't just take cable from your neighbor's house because you don't feel like paying for cable. And
no, and do you know, if it was ever brought to a court of law... Wait, I want to just interject because this has to do with what you're saying. If this was ever brought to a court of law, him saying that would be a really huge check mark on the negative for his defense.
Yeah, so
like,
he'll literally
can't do that with those intentions.
So he'll literally fire up the live stream, and that is the content. He fires it up, he goes left, and then the worst part is he has another channel, bless his heart, where he doesn't even do the work. He has a panel of all-female audience come up, and he literally mutes himself, and he lets them all speak about what they're watching about Chantal, and then he'll just collect the super chat. So to me, he is king of the grift. Well, he was. He's not doing very well right now, but...
Yeah, he got hit very hard.
Still
I think he's lost almost 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, more than 1,000, I think. At this point.
More than 1,000 now, I guess. What do you think the worst thing he's done so far? What's the worst thing that is being listed? Because I've been looking over the stuff he's done, and I'm just wondering what exactly is the worst thing that he's done so far. In your,
you want to take that first, then I'll go after you, Pistachio. It's up to you.
I don't know. I think you should go just because you know more comprehensively his activities.
Okay, so it's interesting. I didn't look we looked his way a couple weeks ago, and I already knew he was grifting. But I'm from the mindset where I'm just like, if I feel you're a thief and you're stealing content, if the content creator does nothing about it, I'm not going to get pressed for her. Like if Chantal hates that he was doing it, but she's not doing anything about it, so I'm not going to get mad if she's not mad about losing money. What happened was though, last week. Was it last week? Yeah, last week, he struck a channel called Troll Detective, and he had struck another channel 2 months earlier called Kate Winslet. That's when I got involved because to me, there's just nothing worse than trying to silence people who are coming at you with general good criticism.
Tell him
criticism.
why. Tell them why they did that to Kate. Tell them.
Okay, so the farms, rest in peace for now, Kiwi Farms. Monty had a thread in like record time because he was live one day and he left himself logged into the farms, and people could see that he had a login. So the farms detectives got to work, and they went looking through all the users who publish or post in the Foodie Beauty thread, I guess, or whatever. And they were looking to match up the profile photo. When they found him, it was an account called Strategic Millennial. So whoever found that account started digging even further, and they found all these Reddit posts of just like inappropriate comments to girls about shaving their pubic hair. And he made up this. Allegedly made up a business partner called Jack Split, and Jack Split was the one who was doing this whole thing unraveled. So because it just got so juicy,
but tell him about the funeral video.
So hold on. So it got so juicy so quick, the thread kind of started, and the thread started filling up. So part of that, when they were digging through his previous life, they found videos of him where Monty likes to jump on opportunity, right? Chantal's an opportunity to jump on and start making money. Apparently in 2020, I didn't know this, NoFap was a thing. I'm good. And he was apparently getting into the NoFap stuff. So he made videos about edging, retaining your semen or whatever. And that leaked to the farms. Kate Winslet had a blast, and she took the video, she uploaded it with some edits, put it on YouTube, and Monty was very embarrassed by that. So he struck the video. Turns out his
30
excuse.
second video.
No, it was
30
long. Well, what does it matter? So He strikes the video, and we're like, whoa, like, what are you doing striking people? And his excuse was, Kate Winslet put my mother's funeral video on the farm. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? So then we find out recently, which is understandable in this day and age, you have to live stream stuff. And I guess they live streamed a funeral service for his mother. She passed away of cancer. And he himself, I just found this out last week, he admitted it. He apparently put it on his own YouTube channel. And and he,
like his main one.
I don't know which. I don't know which one.
Yep.
Well, I don't know which one of the four, but it was.
No, it was his main.
Yeah,
it was.
I don't know that for sure, but if Pistachio saw it, then she yes.
Dude, we talked about it in the stream that we did. I can't believe you forgot that we knew this all along.
Oh, I don't remember seeing that. But either way, he put it up on the channel. So of course, you got your own thread. All eyes on you. Someone took that video and put it on the farms. I mean, like, hello, what did you think was going to happen? So he blamed Kate Winslet for that. But my theory is he didn't give a flying fuck that video was on the farms. He was just looking for any reason to strike Kate Winslet.
It was just a weapon.
And he knows that his audience is mostly female, and they're very like, oh, Monty, we love you. We're so sorry for you. Very sympathetic. So he strikes Kate Winslet, and he goes, by the way, I did that because Kate put my mother's video on the farm. Now, those of us who are familiar...
Wait, can I just interject for a sec? I gotta interject. Keep in mind, guys, because I know Gaining Ground said a lot of words, so I want to summarize up real quick. He fucking struck Kate for somebody, anonymous person on Kiwi Farms, posting a link that posting the link that he uploaded to his own goddamn channel of his mother's funeral. That's what he did.
So those of us who know the farms know there's really no way to know how it got there. We also understand if everybody's watching you. Like, I don't do stupid shit because I didn't have a thread, but people were watching me for a time because I had a moment, whatever. So I would never have done something so idiotic. He did it, and I honestly believe now, my theory is he did it on purpose because he needed a way to strike Kate Winslet. He knew he would get backlash. So I think he thought, if I can hide behind my mother's funeral video and say that Kate did it, and his audience bought it. Like, this was before his recent cancels, like his audience ran with it. He put a comment on his pinned a comment, go strike this, go report this channel, brigade them. We got to get Kate Winslet off of YouTube. And people were like, I'm reporting. Kate shut her channel down for a little bit until things pass over. And he's a lot, and he kept going. Like, he didn't even affect him. But the Troll Detective one recently, that's where things went horribly wrong for him, because I woke up.
Everything that's wrong with YouTube, he is guilty of.
I woke
at least twice over.
It's either way. It's a long history, but to me, his most egregious thing is the striking of the videos, and then now we find out that vulnerable women were coming to him, and he, instead of being responsible and saying, no, you shouldn't be sending me these photos and you shouldn't be sending me gifts, he was like, give me, I'll get you a ring, I'll buy you this, I'll buy you that. And I'm like, dude, come on. He pretty much used his power.
How many women has there been so far that have come?
I don't know, Pistachio. How many can you count? 1, 2,
3.
No, more.
3 at least.
No, more than that. Buddha. Can I say their name? I don't see why not. They have
3 significant.
Yeah, well, we talked about Buddha.
Women who have spoken out.
Buddha, Tiny Dancer, and Glitter. Who else?
Buddha, Tiny Dancer, Glitter. I'm gonna label people who have spoken out, but not necessarily affected. Like, there was this woman called Tina. She caught him like a month ago, was trying to warn people, and his audience tore her to shreds, and now she's like, I was right. There's Sunshine and Flowers, is that her name? She had a whole now there's Purple Glitter, who was asking for a wedding ring, which again, we gotta also at some point address these women who need to understand you can't come on YouTube to find love. Like, you gotta go outside.
Yeah, dude, middle-aged, lonely.
Trust me, we addressed these women on the last show. You might not like what we had to say.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's why I'm keeping quiet.
Oh, what did you guys say? Tell me what you said.
We had some criticisms for Buddha bitch. Is it bitch or bitch?
Buddha bitch.
But
I love saying that. By the way, for like the last day, I've just been going Buddha bitch.
We just
Buddha bitch.
Like, there's part of the video just kind of came out of nowhere, was the whole fucking assault thing with the date that gone wrong, and there's a clip of it, and then she falls.
I agree.
Or
it was
whatever.
weird that she showed it. It was weird.
Yeah, and
I'll just rehash it. The other criticism that I specifically had for them was, he was being creepy, wanting the photos in exchange for blah 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 blah, right? But the problem that I had with that is, once you have an OnlyFans, once you are monetizing your body, there is a monetary exchange that can happen there. Do you know what I mean? So like when a guy says to you, "Hey, I'll edit your OnlyFans shit. I just want to see your tits," right? You're already monetizing that, so you have no grounds to grandstand and be like,
no, I agree with you 100%, but I think it was necessary for her to share that story because it's a pattern of behavior for him, and it shows just his manipulative nature. I don't think she's perfect in that scenario, but I think it was useful for her to share that story because it shows who he is and what he does.
Yeah, I mean, I said this. I mean, I don't know when women are going to wake up to when the guy is all pro woman and he's all about woman lib, and he's like
100% of the
time. It's a fucking grift. No men are like that. Yeah, we care about your issues, but I don't care that much.
I shared a similar message in mine.
Yeah,
I just think there needs to be I'm listening to these women's stories. I'm like, oh, ladies, what are you doing? But at the end of the day, when I started my channel, month 2, month 3, I was getting inappropriate emails. I got some shower videos. Like I was getting things, and I was telling was telling each one of them, flattered, but that's not what I'm here for. Don't do that again. He, on the other hand, was like, oh, vulnerable little lady here wants to send me money, wants to send me her boobs. How you doing?
Yuck.
And that's what that.
I need to join this community. I like this.
That's a lot.
No, honey, no, you don't. You want big fucking sauntering 3 hundos to send you shower clips? I assure you don't.
No. It wasn't like that. Trust me. There are a lot of. Listen, I was very flattered. I was like, okay,
I mean, I'll say
thank you, but
Tiny Dancer's not that bad looking. I mean, I'll say it.
Very pretty.
I think Buddha is very pretty too. She reminds me of somebody, and I can't put my finger on it, but either way, it's at the end of the day, like to me, it's a content creator's responsibility to not be an a-hole, and I did what I needed to do and tell people flattered, don't do that again. And I just think it's scummy that he recognized these women as vulnerable, and he was just like, yeah, sure, I'll give you a wedding ring. Like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, no, I get, and I think that, like you said, I think the striking, the shit, that's just like hypocritical and ridiculous. And in our community, in the commentary community, that's like a death knell.
And he's
like, you can't come back.
And this is the dude who literally
not here. People make excuses all day for his behavior.
And this is the dude.
If I don't like you, you deserve it.
He strikes you, but again, this is the dude who goes live at 9, 2 minutes after Chantal goes live. And when I asked him in my reaction, his response was, "I'm giving people a service." I'm like, well, then you know what? Troll Detective was giving people a service. You can't do that. And he's not getting it. And I'm watching his channel. He's back to covering foodie beauty again. He's really trying to push forward as if none of this ever happened. So I got him kudos for that. His denial is like record. And I've seen some denial in this community. He is just like,
you think he'll eventually rebrand?
Matt, or you guys, am I wrong? Because I really feel like I'm pretty certain that if this ever did get brought to a court of law with the copyright issue, him simply having those intentions, verbally putting out those intentions, that his intention is to take viewers from her live stream so they're not watching her and he gets the views instead, that would be a really, really good case against him. Am I wrong on that?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I haven't really seen an actual case go to court to where something like that would happen. I've mostly been settlements and stuff. So there's not really anything to compare it to in YouTube.
Yeah, there's no precedent.
But if from what Monty says, he's willing to go to court. I think if he were to try to go to court, I don't think
he's not winning. He's not willing to go to court. So. What Monty's doing is very simple. Monty is trying to intimidate people with copyright strikes. He wants your personal information because he hasn't struck me. He said he was going to, and I've told him 4 times already. I said, strike me. I said, I got 20 days off. I got to take off from work. I got time. I'll even go to Canada. I love Montreal, Toronto. Strike me. We'll go to court. And then
good point. That's why he's Kate too.
And he's dropped it. He hasn't addressed me. Hasn't made a video since. But he went after Kate anonymous. He went after Troll Detective anonymous.
Kate is anonymous.
But he hasn't come after.
And he did the copyright as an attempt to get her personal information. That's what we think.
That's my theory. So yeah, the reason why he hasn't copy struck me is because I don't think I'm surprised he responded to me, but like I said, I had my little moment 2 years ago, so I think he thought he could capitalize on that, and I thought he could say, well, I can kind of tie gaining ground into this somehow, and everybody hates gaining ground, but that's not the case anymore. And when he tried to do that, it actually made it worse because people are like, Gigi's giving you constructive advice, and your only response is you're an effing idiot alcoholic. Like the dude just imploded spectacularly.
Well, yeah, I saw one thing he said about you. He was like, "Well, I'm going to take all your bad stuff, and I'm going to take all the videos, and then I'm going to like make some words across it, and we'll see if you can take it." And you were like, "Yeah, go ahead, make the video."
Go ahead. There's 2 or 3 dumbass videos out there now that I've never struck that are completely one-sided, and actually, they've done me favors. People have come to me. They're like, "Hey, I'm here from that so-and-so's video. I could see how much bullshit was in there. That it's click." Yeah. So it's like I'm not going to strike something. I wouldn't strike anything anyway, unless you're out there calling me like a chomo or something. But I'd prefer not to strike. But if you're, I mean,
dude, you can't copyright strike for that.
Well, no,
people need to get that out of their head. That you cannot copyright strike for a dissenting opinion.
If somebody's calling me a chomo and I've been doxxed and my name and address are out there, I'm copyright striking your ass. Sorry, I don't care.
Oh, dude, you got to go the flagging route. You can't copyright.
You gotta there's a privacy complaint. You do privacy.
I feel like YouTube takes too long to do anything that matters. And if I'm out there and I feel like I'm in danger because, like I said, my address is out there. Somebody 2 years ago was trying to paint me as a racist. I was getting emails with my address. I got a photo of my house texted to me. Like, people are crazy in this community. So it's like, I'm going to take whatever action. If people don't like it, I don't care. But I'm not going to do it because you're putting my tweets up on my own words. Like, those are my tweets. Those are my words. Am I proud of them? No. Do I stand by them? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Let's see. When it comes to Monty, do you think he punched his cat?
I saw this clip of him. He did something.
Because like I saw the clip and I'm looking at it and he looks down and he like moves his hand real quick and I can't tell what he's doing. Did he give an explanation to that?
3 different
by any chance?
Yeah, it was piss poor. All of them.
3 different
He's lying.
Oh no.
First he said, I was trying to stop a pile of boxes falling on my cat, and then I did a video and we explained physics and how, is your chair like 40 feet high, because how do we not see a stack of boxes in the clip? And then it became the cat likes to pull wires, and I was afraid the electrical equipment would fall on the cat, and I was like, well, why don't you tie your wires up and not let your cat in the room when you're streaming? And then what did he say the third one was? I don't even remember. He just keeps changing his story, which to me tells me he did something nefarious, because why keep changing his story if he didn't?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, unless maybe he didn't know what exactly happened at all, and he's trying to make up a story. And maybe it is innocent. Maybe he didn't even punch his cat. He just doesn't know what to say. You know what I mean?
Dude, watch Gaining Ground did an excellent video talking about it and showing the clip. You guys got to watch it. Something happened.
Yeah.
It
may not have been a punch, but it was something.
Here's the first red flag. Yeah. You couldn't even see the cat in the video, and all he had to say was, my cat wasn't even there. I was literally slapping a drawer closed or something. But his first response was, my cat was in danger. I'm like, so you're admitting the cat was there? Because we couldn't see a tail. So it's like, why did you automatically jump to, no, I was saving my cat. Like, why not just say I was closing?
Yeah, I don't know. Did anyone watch the Tipster stream?
Yes, I did a little bit.
Me too.
When it came to the point of them sucking FFG's dick, I had to tap out. I couldn't watch it anymore.
Well, I was wondering because I felt like it was a very and I'm not shitting on Tipster here, but it was a very awkward interview.
I agree.
Because Tiny Dancer couldn't figure out the screen share, so she was like yelling at Tipster to like stop scrolling or something because there was a delay. And I don't know. I just felt like
vibe was weird. It felt like weird intentions.
That's why I lost interest. I watched about an hour, but it was just like reading tweets out loud, and I'm like, I wish there were more questions. Like, okay, what day did you start talking? What day did this happen? But it was kind of like, let's read these tweets together. And after an hour, I was like, I'm going to bed.
And huge shout out to Tipster. This is why I love him and I respect him so much. Like, he got really good views and pretty good engagement with that topic. But because he was so rubbed the wrong way by the strange vibe and audience and just the topic at hand, he's like, I want no part of this. And I respect it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he opens the door for like a different audience, and they pop in, and then you see the chat. You could see the chat, and you could see all the Tipster regulars being like, "What the fuck is going on? Who are these people? What's happening?" But yeah, it was just, I don't know. It just felt very awkward. And I get that she's not a YouTuber. She doesn't do this for a living or anything of that nature. So obviously she's gonna be a little awkward. But just, I can't put my finger on it, but something just doesn't feel right. And I don't want to make it like I'm defending Monty. But there's like, I don't know, there's just something weird there.
Like weird intentions. I felt it too.
Yeah. And it's just like, how long she's been trying to do this? How, like, and I don't really know the whole story.
Well, I think it goes back to what I was saying earlier. I think that I think there's blame on both sides. I think women have to be, I don't want to say smarter because that implies they're stupid, but I think women have to just be street smart, I guess, and recognize, that YouTube, the creators are here to make money. They're not here to fulfill your fantasies. If you offer them a gift, they're not going to fall in love with you. They just want the gift. And I think that these women didn't recognize that because obviously, in my opinion, there's something missing that they need to really work on. But at the end of the day, it was his responsibility to shut it all down, and he didn't. He took advantage of the situation.
Yeah. Do you guys think Monty can come back from this at all?
Yes, because this community does not give a fuck who you are as a person. As long as you're delivering that sweet, sweet fat bitch hate content, they'll watch no matter what, and they'll give you money to do so.
He was live earlier or yesterday with Chantal, and he had 300 and something people watching, but he usually would get like 800 to 1,000. So I definitely think I think he's gonna lose plateau and get stuck there. I don't think he's going to ever grow any more than where he is now. I think he's done growing, but he'll still make good money though. 300 people a live stream 3 times. This dude was live streaming 3 to 5 times a day.
Okay.
Yes.
Holy shit.
That's and he had 4 channels, right? And he live stream on different channels as well, right?
Yep. He was just live 6 hours ago. Foodie Beauty on the fashion show. So and mind you, he also, when he was trying to do damage control, he released a video. God, what was that, Pistachio? Last Friday, maybe Monday. I don't even know what day it was. Where he said, "Foodie Beauty is so boring. I'm done for a while." That lasted maybe 3 to 4 business days, and now he's back.
Yeah, I saw that video. So, there's a rule in the commentary community, especially with Shot from the Point. You do 3 vids on somebody if it's an ongoing topic, and then you get out, and then you come back to it later. And I noticed that with this community, it's the same thing over and over and over. Like each video is on the same topic, and it's more of like a way to protect yourself, like because so you don't get hit like how Leafy got hit with Pokemon and stuff like that. But I just noticed that they don't really abide by that rule. And have channels been taken down for harassment before or anything of that nature? Do you guys know anything about that?
Session.
Okay.
I haven't heard of that. I've heard copyright strikes, but nothing for like harassment or anything.
Well, it's not like an actual guideline. It's more of like just a safeguard or something. Like, 3 videos on somebody, move on to the next one, come back later.
It's interesting because I think that I've diversified my content because I started feeling bad. Like I was making great money. Like month 4 of YouTube, I wish I didn't have a conscience because I was making great money. But then it started getting to me. I was like, damn, every time this woman uploads, I'm taking her video, I'm reacting to it. And but I noticed now that like tides are changing. Like there's definitely not as hate is not as popular as it used to be. So my last couple videos have been about reaction channels. So I did one today, and it's my highest performing. My video today is doing better than like an Amber or Chantal video ever did. So I think people are getting sick of it, and they're starting to notice the hypocrisy. And I think the tide's turning.
Yeah, eventually they get sick of the same person over and over, right?
Yeah, there's still going to be a small group of them, but definitely a lot of people have come over to the dark side, I guess, since Pistachio and I kind of came along and started doing our streams.
Right. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to ask about this. Let's see. I think I've Toxic. You got anything?
Just a random question. What's the craziest thing that's ever happened in this community that you can recall?
Involving me or anybody else?
Anybody.
Define like crazy. Like give me an idea of what you're looking for, because there's been some shit.
Like something that would just normal people wouldn't do. They just like go out of their way and they do something like yeah.
Sashi, you want to go first? Sashi, you still there?
I think she's having technical difficulties. I'm trying to figure out.
Maybe not as much as they used to be, but it's a very ruthless community. My issues started because I had an opinion on some larger channels, and it was a lot. Like I should have disengaged, but I mean, people scouring my social media to find my real name. My job was tweeted at. My sister's wedding album photos were published on Twitter. It's because people wanted to see what I look like in a suit at my sister's wedding. Like it's been insane. Like for people who have made a living off of criticizing, and I use that word loosely because it's mostly just like name calling, 2 women. If you're a small channel and you criticize them, they stopped at nothing to try to like ruin your life online and offline. It was the shit that the shit that I went through, and I should have disengaged right in the beginning, but I was new, man. I was like 5 months on YouTube, and I didn't know what to do. So
Can y'all hear me?
yeah, so
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
you're good.
it
You're
was
good.
crazy to see what people were willing to do to me, my family. I mean, they've gone through my father's Facebook page and tweeted about it. Like they did everything they could to try to run me off the internet, because when I started speaking out, bigger channels started losing subscribers and support, and I'm pretty much the antichrist of that community. Like, you say my name to some of the bigger channels, and they'll just like, yeah, I'm like the antichrist of that community, and I'm totally okay with it because I don't want to be anything like them. So I'm fine with that.
That is, but that is so bizarre because, like Matt said, anything that you just named there would be an absolute death sentence.
Nope, they
Yep.
stayed
For most
Like-
channels,
they
right?
stayed popular for a
Yes.
while. It wasn't until probably this year when another creator just lost her marbles, and people finally started realizing, God, we treated Gigi like crap. Like, I just got Instagram yesterday from somebody who I recognized, and it was in my other folder, and they were like, I'm sorry that I believed anything these people were telling me about you. They were like, it's clear now, you were just fighting for your my reputation and my character were far more important than the money I was making on YouTube. Like, I gave all that up. I was like, you're not going to call me a chomo, you're not going to call me a racist, you're not going to call me bigot. And I went toe to toe with these people, and a lot of them are pretty much, their channels are floundering or dead. Like, it was a lot. So they really hate me, and they did everything they could, or they tried to like ruin my
You
life.
know what's fucked up? Another one always just springs up after.
Yeah, but they're
it.
not as
They turn their hatred on somebody else, on the reactor they once supported heavily, and now somebody else. That what happened with FFG. She learned from the mistakes of the people before her, and then she came back meaner, more successful, and it's a cult. Like, look at the behavior that goes on there. It is cult-like behavior and mentality.
Would you agree?
It's so fucking
Would you
sick.
agree though that today it's a much safer place to criticize? Like a year, 2 years ago, I
No,
do.
absolutely
I don't see
not.
them doxing people like they used to. I don't see them
Just that's for today, dude. That's for today. That's for right now.
I haven't seen it in a while. The main players the main channels who really fostered that have all kind of taken their L's and walked away. And there's still very mean reaction channels. But like I said, if you're Chantal, if you're Foodie Beauty and you want to take it and you want to allow it to happen, then that's on you, not my problem. I just don't let.
But I'm just saying the problem that needs to be absolutely eradicated is making excuses for the behavior of the fucking reactor that you're watching. That continues to happen. And that's the reason why the doxing occurred the way that it did. It's the mentality that needs to be targeted and talked about. There's always going to be somebody else.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Is everybody still here? I just did my internet go out?
Yeah, it sounds really quiet.
Okay. Yeah, I was like,
No, I'm just listening to the story. Like, the nice thing is, what I will say is, right, our community is very autistic. So once they've heard about this, I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to show a lot of interest.
And can I tell you, I have been covering this community for years. And can I tell you, the moment I had an interaction, like a disagreement with Tipster and with Nick, I was so blown away by the fact that they were capable of disagreeing with me and slinging shit back and forth to each other, but not ending up fucking bitter enemies at the end of the day. It was such a breath of fresh air because of what I had been used to on the fucking internet. I was like, holy goddamn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Would you figure this is going to turn into a huge thing, and then it didn't? So you're like, holy shit.
No, I did. I just had criticisms. We disagreed.
Yeah.
They came after me, and then because of what I had been used to, I was shocked that they were able to laugh off my disagreements instead of taking it personally and crying about it and having their audience dox me. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Right. Yeah, no, I think that's a good point when it comes to the difference between the commentary community and what is this community called? Is it called the Hater Nation or something?
It's the fat bitch community, fat bitch hate, but it's Hater Nation.
Yeah.
It's Hater Nation.
Okay. Yeah, and what's the term hater come from?
What?
Spelled, you know how it's spelled too, right? It's important.
HAYDUR.
Oh.
It's just a meme. I'm pretty sure it began on Kiwi Farms, like everything does.
But they embrace.
I just wanted to add this, right? Don't be confused though. Even though they disagree with each other and then they walk away as friends, everybody has like a fucking folder that they are ready to drop on everybody. Don't be confused. These things run deep, but just not in public.
Oh, that's so unfortunate to learn. I wish you didn't tell me that.
It's not.
Yeah.
Beavers is fucking with you. It's not.
No,
it's
he's
not
not.
that deep. It's not that deep. All right, Beavers, calm down.
They all have
Dude, I
folders on each
love
other. I know
it.
they do.
You know that
I know they
Nick-
do. 100%.
Nick was my favorite person I've ever disagreed with on the internet. It was like a dance. He did it so fucking lovely. It only made my respect for him grow.
Yeah.
Well,
What
look,
about
if you like
Tommy?
Nick, you'll like Destiny. They're basically the same person.
Oh
I
God.
love Destiny. I fucking love him.
Yeah.
So, if you had any advice for Monty, what would it be, guys?
Do better. Do
Take-
better. Be
Take
different.
ownership. Take ownership. Admit that you were taking advantage of vulnerable. Just admit his part in it. Admit your part in it. You had these women. And I even said that, and he denied it. But I said, listen, you had women throwing yourself at you. Might have been the first time. Not to be an asshole. Might have been the first time in your life. All these women were like throwing themselves at you, and you just didn't think it through. Just admit it, and then he needs to really apologize. Until he apologizes for striking those. To me, that's the even bigger sin to me. Until he apologizes to striking those videos after he spent a year stealing all of Chantal's content. I say stealing because it is stealing. He's not gonna bounce back from it. Because even those bigger channels,
Right.
the a-holes, even they. Well, there's one, but she's also kind of in the process of cancellation. But the much bigger channels, like even they will never strike you. Like even they know better than to do that. And his head got very big. Like he got to 10,000 subs, and he was like the PewDiePie of Hater Nation. And I think he thought he was untouchable. I can say what I want, do what I want, and he's learning quickly that he can't. But the denial, man, I can't get over that. He's just pushing forward like nothing happened. Like that crack. That just makes me like.
Because you know what happens? These people, they come to the internet with little to no self-esteem,
Yeah.
and then an ego begins to emerge and grow as a result of the ass pats and the support for the hatred they're spewing, and it's somehow they allow it to go to their heads, and then they think they're something. It's
I can
crazy.
see how that happens. Like I said, I thankfully I have a social life. This was just supposed to be the weight loss stuff, and then I started doing comedy with the reactions, and it's overwhelming. Like I was literally doing one video, and next thing I know, my inbox was just like 300 messages. My Instagram had 300 messages. PayPal's coming in, Cash App's coming in. Like it was just like all because I was roasting some woman in Canada. So like if I wasn't well adjusted, I'm like maybe I would have fallen into that trap too, but I could see how it could happen to somebody who maybe doesn't have a complete social life, or maybe they were bullied in high school, because in my opinion, a lot of these people were bullied in high school, and now
and they're taking this opportunity to be the mean
yes,
girl.
and it's successful, and now they're getting paid to be the mean girl. And I've said this before. There's two types of people who get bullied in high school. There's the people who leave high school and say, I will never do that to anybody or allow it to be done to anyone in my presence again. And then there's the other half who was like, I'm going to make all of you pay for whatever happened these 4 years. And a lot of these reactions are in the second half, I think. They want everyone to pay for the hurt they suffered like 15, 20 years ago. And I'm like, man, get some
and
therapy.
they learn from it. They learn to attack the lower man. They learn to
Punch down.
punch down.
Therapy would
Okay.
be,
I want to be a
therapy would
mean
be better
girl.
for them, but they choose to punch down on fat women. So
I have an advice. Can I give advice to Monty?
Sure.
Kill
Monty,
your
you need to. No. Monty, you need to start coming again. I don't think you'll be as horny if you start coming again.
I think he's been
Oh, yeah,
coming
I
this whole time. He's lying.
I think that.
What do you think?
don't know
Please
that.
send me your OnlyFans so I cannot come to it. Get the fuck out of
Well,
here.
speaking of grift,
Yeah, you don't know if he was coming.
Was a grift too, because he even says in his video, NoFap was very popular in 2020, so I decided to write about it. So I'm like, you just jump. I don't think he believes anything he jumps on. As long as it's successful, he will just tell that story. I don't believe the NoFap shit for a second.
Right.
So he's a YouTuber.
Do you think will Monty ever do interviews and stuff? Because we've been trying. I tried to get in touch with him through Twitter.
Never.
No, he
Never.
did do one with 3 of his most ardent, fervent female
Oh,
support.
dude, that wasn't
let
an
me-
interview
let me-
though. That was them defending
he
him.
technically did an interview with 3 or 4 of his ardent female supporters, and they just lobbed softballs at him for like 3 hours and made him look like the victim.
Yeah, you're talking about one of them's name is like Veronica BBW or something.
One of them was fucking enormity. I fart on cakes.
She farts on
for
cakes.
cash
She
on the
farts on
internet.
cakes and OnlyFans. And I'm like, can I do that?
Can I have the cake?
I have said it so many times before. If I had a vagina, I would rule the
I beat
world.
shit out of it.
That's
I
what
said
you
it to my
think.
friends all the time. I'm
think
like, if
it's
I
like
had
that.
a,
You woman just
I
don't
tell
know
my
what you
friends all the
got.
time. If
No,
I had
dude,
a,
you don't know what it's like to go through your life and wanting to be fucked at every turn by everybody since the moment you develop tits.
no,
It's a
if I had
lot.
Sounds great.
It's
if
not
I
great.
had a vagina, I would.
I have the exact opposite.
Hold on.
No, I'm just
Gaining-
saying.
what
I
were
tell
you
my
saying,
friends all the
Gaining
time,
Ground?
if I had a vagina, I would beat the fuck out of it. Like I would be out there getting laid every night. Like it would be black and blue. I would just be like,
You beat the
like,
fuck
dude,
out
I'd be
of
having
it.
the time of my fucking life. I'd be on OnlyFans, Pornhub, X Hamster. I'd be out in the streets every night. Sounds
That's
like a good
amazing.
time. Yeah.
It sounds like a. All right. Well, on that note, do you guys have anything else that you wanted to say about Monty or the community or anything before we end?
Well, I want to say, Matt, I hope that you're still willing to come onto my channel. I would love to put before your eyes some of this fucking egregious shit and get your fucking opinion on it.
Yeah, sure. I'm willing to talk to you. I'm willing to see what this community's got.
Must be
Yeah,
nice
Matt
to
Pitt's a
have
cloud
eyes.
chaser. He'll be there.
'Cause I'm
Ah,
telling
ha,
you,
good
these
one.
Yeah.
words that we've spoken, it just doesn't do it justice. You need to see it. You need to see it and
Yeah,
behold it.
I imagine it's pretty crazy. I'm down. Gaining ground. You got anything else you wanted to say before we go?
Sorry, I was just somebody messaged me, and I guess I'll share this since we're talking about Monty. Monty just uploaded a video 10 minutes ago. He's contacted troll detectives. But you did not,
interesting.
Monty.
Ooh,
You don't
yeah.
even know
Of
who
course.
Troll Detective is. Like this dude lives in this fucked up land of imagination, and not like the cool Willy Wonka one where fat kids eat chocolate. This kid is just like I don't know what he's doing. It's insane to me. He mentions what city Troll Detective's lawyer lives in. He's also going after TD for defamation. First of all, you're not going to win. Second, how would he even know anything about the whole? I don't know. This dude's weird. God bless him, but.
Wasn't there a situation? I'm sorry, I got to go back into this because wasn't there a situation where I think her name's Ravenstar or Jessica Messica, something like that. Monty was talking about a court case she was in and actually named
Jessica
the judge.
No, that was Monty.
Yeah, it was
Wasn't that
Jessica
Monty?
Messica. Monty put up her eviction papers on screen and then said, "I'm not encouraging anyone to do anything, but the judge's name is blah 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 in blah 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 court." So I was like, "You're dog whistling. You're trying to get people to contact this judge and ruin her eviction." He claims that's not true. He goes, "It's public record." To which my response was, "Then your mother's funeral was public record." I'm glad we're all on the same page. Like,
that's crazy. Well, all right,
Thanks for
guys,
having
thank you
me.
so much for coming on. We greatly appreciate you guys coming on and all telling us all this crazy shit about this community. This is like our first look into this community. We've never really paid attention to it, so to see all this unfold is
a lot.
really messy, but really enjoyable. But
Very interested.
Yeah. But Pistachio and Gaining Ground, thanks so much, guys. We're probably gonna drop you out of the call so we can end it.
Hey,
But
thanks,
y'all have a good one.
Bye.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Later.
Thanks. Nice having you on.
Bye, guys.
Yep. Thank you. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
I have random advice for these creators. They need to take these obtuse women and they need to hit up Keemstar. All right, we need these women to fight their reactors. You know what? You know how good that boxing event would be. That'd be great.
Yeah,
That
I
would be
mean,
fantastic.
look, I gotta say this, Monty. You're in the thumbnail. You're in the title. I'm sure you're wondering who the fuck we are. Look, man, we'll have you on. We'll hear your side of the story. Obviously, well, their criticism haven't been that great, but I felt like there were a couple times where you got a little wronged where you shouldn't have gotten wronged, but I still think striking channels is gay and you shouldn't do stuff like that. But we will hear your side of the story and we will hear you out. And I'll probably, I'll probably argue with you about a couple of things, but we'd like to hear your side of the story. So if you want to come on, you can bring one of your female proteges or your little group of women to come on with you, Veronica or whoever, and we'll hear you guys out and we'll talk to you.
Yeah.
We won't bring on at Pistachio. We won't bring on Gaining Ground unless you want to talk to them, but we won't bring them on as like a surprise. We'll just simply hear you guys out because we're not familiar with this community and we're willing to hear everybody out. As for people that are familiar with this community or particularly maybe watching this podcast just because you saw people in it that you were interested in, and you're maybe angry at the way we covered it, understand that we are new to this community. We're not in this community. We are dipping our toes in it for a little bit and dipping them right back out. Like, we're not staying for long, so we're going to be out the back door soon. So you won't have to worry about us after a while. But
also to those people, my PayPal is
good one.
And my email for those videos at the shop. Yeah.
But just realize that we mean well and all that good stuff. Anyways, thank you for watching.
Wait, one last question.
Yeah.
I want you, because I doubt they knew this, could answer this question. I'll ask you two. I want you to rank these 3 communities from most toxic to least toxic. All right, Hater Nation, IP2, and IBS. Go.
So Hater Nation, IP2, and IBS.
Yep.
All right. Let me think. Where's IBS? I feel like IP2 and IBS are one and the same, if I'm being honest with you. But for argument's sake, I'll put them. I'll say IP2. Oh, God, see, I'm not familiar with Hater Nation that well to really know, so I'd have to put them as least, just because I don't know them as well. I'd put IBS in the middle, and I'd probably put IP2 as the worst.
Okay.
I have no opinion.
I was just asking that because I was talking about like people calling where these people go, like
yeah. It's pretty much all in the same, right?
Yeah, it reminds me of like that. It reminds me of IP2.
Fuck, I forgot to ask a question.
It's like,
God damn it!
What was the question?
I want to the one fat lady. She's bald. I wanted to know if she has alopecia.
Well,
just
no, because my logic behind that was like, if you're a fat chick, I don't think shaving your head is the way to go.
I think she might have just shaved her head just to do it. I don't know, but
that definitely speaks to
it's
some mental illness.
Yeah.
This community's just if IP2 met a TLC special.
Yeah. You guys got anything else before we end?
Nope.
Don't send me those fat nudes. Send them to Toxic.
As long as you're over 40.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. We're over 1,000 subscribers. Keep subscribing. All that good stuff.
Yeah, we're so cool.
If you're from this new community and you were like, hey, these guys are kind of funny, or these guys are interested,
give us a chance.
Yeah, give us a chance. You know, maybe we said something you didn't like about the people you like. I get it, but remember, we're not in this community. Let's see, Tiny Dancer and Buddha Bitch. If you're listening to this, no hard feelings. We just had some slight criticisms of you. Nothing big deal. We're not coming. I don't think the criticisms were that major. But if you have issues with it, we'd hear you out. And let's see, like, comment, subscribe, and become a member. Right?
Yeah, we got that. Early podcasts. Discord's set up now, so you can come in here and talk. Lol.
Yeah. And so thank you guys. Have a good one.
Look at this fat fuck. Why don't you get off your ass